take this drunk bitch, maybe. John, put her on the back of your bicycle. Who's the chick? Yeah, the chick. I'm about to phone your mama cab. Sober up your slag.
So yeah, we have Sammy B-side and James, aka Dirty Dike, the Dike star.
Hi.
Here
Hi.
in the studio before the show tonight in Udarnik. What's up, guys? How
Hello.
you doing?
I'm okay. I'm cold.
Yeah.
Very
Yes.
cold.
Ain't we all? Yeah. So tell us, where do you guys originate from?
Cambridge.
The both of you?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it started out.
we're from a town just north of London called, a city actually, called Cambridge.
Here's the city.
It's most famous for its universities and river.
Lovely bit of river.
And you guys apparently.
And apparently us
Well,
guys as well.
Badass
Maybe.
hip hop,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're in London.
So you guys are on the scene for quite some time now. How do
I
you?
guess it's been about 9 years or something, 10 years, something, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
a little while,
Mhm.
yeah. To me, that's still not very long because I have, it's just not that long, is it?
There's a lot of
'Cause
people that we
I-
look up to who've been in for ages.
Yeah, there's loads of people we sort of, our peers or whatever, that have been in it for 20, 25 years or whatever, so. I
How
still,
old are you guys?
I'm-
Actually,
I'm not telling you,
you're not telling me.
I'm 16.
It's an illegal age.
I'm
so
21.
Illegal in all states.
Yeah. So
I am above the age of consent.
So all right, that's enough. 10 years ago were actually the crucial years after the 90s. How do you see the progression of UK hip hop? I mean, how was UK hip hop before and after those
The 90s?
yeah?
Well, it was a lot faster and it had more Jamaican influence. The UK hip hop scene, it was very like Britcore is what they call it, I believe. And there was like Gunshot, Hijack, and people like this, and it was more fast paced and it had a bit more sort of patois slang, I guess, mixed with this Cockney sort of. And then it got sort of backpacky and a bit more,
Shout out to London Posse on that originally.
yeah, old type London Posse. And then it got a bit more sort of like, I guess it slowed down a bit to the sort of what they call the 90s era New York sort of hip hop thing, and the lyrics got a bit more, less about maybe, yeah. I'd say it's changed in the sense that it's slowed down a bit and become more, what's the word?
Boom bap.
Boom bap, yeah, but also a bit more average English kid rather than.
And how did you find yourself on this rap genre spectrum? I mean,
Well, I listened to like Onyx and Wu-Tang and stuff like that when I was a kid growing up, with complete detachment yet sheer attachment, and I didn't really understand that. And then when I heard a kid rapping from Hold Tight Mr. Key from Cambridge, with a normal English kid voice, I was like, oh right, you can do that as well. So I just had a go as a result of being a fan of other hip hop.
About your starts and then getting the attention of record labels and so on. How did that came about?
I never
did you
had
meet the right people, or did you send out a lot of copies of your
We
mixtape?
built something from the beginning. We never had attention from a record label, and I've still never had attention from a record label. We built a record label because we were friends, and we were doing what we were doing with no real label. I put a project out on a label called School Bully Records, which was really just a couple of friends from Cambridge who had £500 knocking about, and they put my first project out. But the label was just Flip Tricks and a vision, and he was friends with us, and we were making some sort of music with him and stuff, and we all moved to Brighton. We lived there for a while. Baxter, me, Mr. Key, a few others, and we had put out the Contact Play album independently as a crew, and Flip Tricks said, do you want to put out your solo projects on my label that I'm going to build? And we said yeah. And until it wasn't a label, it's a label now because we all sort of.
And we're talking about High Focus Records.
Yeah, high focus. Yeah, yeah. So it wasn't like we were just doing our thing and there was like High Focus were looking at us waiting to sign us or like some other
It's
thing.
pretty casual.
It was very casual and we all built it together from nothing really. Like our individualities just sort of, it all added on and became a kind of...
Yeah, that's the best kind of construct there is.
Yeah,
The most hip hop, the most sincere construct to build on.
of course.
So, how do you see the progression of the hip hop in UK, the direction that it is going to? And in that sense, how is... all right, let's answer this first. How do you see the progression in the UK of hip hop now, the direction that it is going to? Is it okay? Could it be better? Why?
Shit. I mean, it's good. There's been times, maybe the mid 2000s, where it went down a bit, and it's sort of come back up.
Do you mean the like level of attention it receives, or do you mean the sound of it?
The sound of it.
The
The
sound
level
of
of attention is only the
the
response
size,
to the sound.
It's not the size of the movement you're interested in. It's the sound.
Also the sound of the movement and the sound and the whole mentality.
Jeez.
I guess the sound kind of like, it's hard, man. It's more. I think it's more. It's currently at the moment. I think it is touching newer ground than it ever. I don't know if I can say ever has because I wasn't there, but like, it seems to be branching off in multiple directions now. UK hip hop as a genre, from your like Ocean Wisdoms to your Dirty Dikes to your Ed Scissor Tongues to your Jam, to your like Triple Darkness to your like. There's a spectrum there which was all a bit samey at one point, I guess, to a certain extent, but I can't really tell you what direction it's going in because I'm not. I don't have,
You're not a prophet per se.
I
know,
don't have
know.
a crystal ball. I lost it in
But
Toulouse.
would you say like there's a lot of guys like doing the same as you, like building something from scratch?
I think almost everyone in the UK hip hop scene has built it from scratch. There was no platform after Low Life Records went away. It just kind of everyone was just back to square one. Sort of. There isn't multiple. There aren't many UK hip hop labels that aren't just a group of friends. Really, I can't think of one. Can you?
It's just like a team thing, isn't it? It's
Everyone is just. We don't. It's a small scene, you know. It's not actually that big a scene. It's
Really?
it's quite
So
small.
Who does like the videos?
One of our mates. You find the closest person to you who studied film at school, and you say you want to make a
I
video.
wanted to point out like the videos are really quality. Like this is.
That's
and
down
what
to
I
the
think-
good performance, baby.
Yeah, of course. It's the whole.
We're talking
story.
£5 budgets.
It's
No, but on the real,
true.
pork pie was made with £5 and a friend. Like,
That's the
and that's
best
had
thing, yeah.
And
more views than.
Because now you're telling us that everything that we can see in that video, which is a wicked ass video, it's all creativity. All creativity. Nothing in
A little bit of ego,
It's
All right,
what
all right.
He's saying, what
Little
he's
bit.
saying is
little
it's
squeeze of
possible.
ego on there.
It's doable. You can do it. That's
Anyone
what
can
I'm
do it,
saying.
man. If what you do, music. I always say this: music speaks for itself. It doesn't matter how glossy your video is or how big your label was before you joined or any of this bullshit. If it's good, it's good.
Yep,
If it's timeless, it's timeless. It will be good in 10 years. It will be good in 20 years. It doesn't matter. Some of the best music in the world, they just put the horn section on the other side of the door. There's no clever effect. It's just, let's just put them outside and see if that sounds better. Yep, let's go. Oh, we need some reverb. Let's put the mic in the bathroom. Like these things, these unique tricks that you can own, the once in a lifetime kind of working with your limitations creates something unique.
Exactly.
And it also it brings soul into the equation because it was made with what you're capable of having with your small budget and your friends and your skills.
Exactly. What you're talking about, I know for a story that King Tubby, the father of dub, actually, there he was looking for a sound. No, it was actually Lee Perry. Sorry, it was
Yeah,
Lee
yeah.
Perry. He was looking for a cowbell sound, and he went to the countryside to
I found a
to
cowbell.
record
Straight
cows.
up, man.
But he wasn't satisfied with it for some reason. And then he went to the studio. He was pissed off. He went to the studio, put a empty can over the mic, and whack it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Flipped it, and it was the best.
Yeah, this is the stuff, man. I'll give you a good snare trick. Piercing a microwave meal with a fork is one of the best things you can put over your snare.
Piercing a what with the first? Sorry.
You know a microwave meal? You put
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it has the feel, and you have to stab it.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling
for
you.
it not to blow
Record
up
that
in the
into your
microwave.
MPC.
Nice. Now we know. straight from the horse's mouth.
Big secrets.
Tell me, talking some more about the High Focus records. After all the attention Flip Tricks got, after all the attention you have and you're getting, there must be a lot of guys that want to work with you, that want to record with you. How does High Focus and you, in a personal sense, deal with this attention that you're getting, and how do you pick guys that you want to work with?
Never give a verse to a prick.
That's a given.
Just
yeah.
work with people you're friends with. You know, I don't care how good you are. I don't care if you've got a million views. Like, I'd rather make music with a drunk tramp on the street because he was fun to hang around with and we had a good session drinking in the studio than calculatedly seek out the most current best rapper and be like, I'd like you to give me a verse. Do you know? It's a vibe thing. If you don't...
Total sincerity. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean...
it's... Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, if you're shit, I'm not
Right, you got
I'm not
something.
gonna stick a shit person on my album, but I'll definitely make music with someone just because they're fun to make music with, regardless of how well they might be received or whatever. Like, it's I think the best stuff happens by accident, and if you try and calculate it too much or cater for an audience or try and create something that is too limited in your mind, then you're eliminating possible options. And I say just relax, let it happen, and don't force anything.
Sweet. Sammy, we are
Yeah.
all DJs here in the room, actually, and we are all wondering, how did you start with your DJ career? Was it start in a record shop or behind a computer, downloading albums and so on?
Shit. I mean,
And your first equipment and all that stuff.
jeez. Yeah, I mean, I guess I was, was a fan of the music of hip hop. I was spending my lunch money and buying like Gangstar CDs and LL Cool J and all the old shit. Like, what the fuck is this music? This is cool. I like this. And then someone showed me a VHS videotape of the DMCs, and I was like, what the fuck?
You can do that?
That's mental.
You can do it with the gramophone?
That's not real. Is that real? Oh my god! I want to, I want to learn how to do that or an approximation of that. I want to have a go at that anyway. And I guess once I saw that, I was like, fuck. Okay, how does this work? Got some turntables.
How did you get them?
I used currency, and I bought them.
Where did you get that?
Well, I kind of did
Paper round.
paper round, selling them Haribos on the streets.
Little Christmas present.
little Christmas present. And then I guess once I had those, what were they? They had like a weird straight arm. Fuck. They had like a little LCD display. They weren't belt drives, but they were quite shit. They did the job. And then I guess I just started buying vinyl and trying to copy what I saw. Bought like the old Qbert scratch records, and it's got the bug. Carried on. I guess it's similar to a lot of people. Yeah, it's got more and more involved. Still doing it out here in Slovenia.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when DJing, how do you? How are your sets actually? How do you decide what music you're going to roll? I mean, what's your favorite genres to put together? Are you having only hip hop or anything else?
To play out. Lovely.
That's a sample. That's a scratch sample right there.
Yeah, use that shit. I guess it depends really. Like over the years, I've played a bunch of different things out. Like as a solo DJ, I've done like, put on different events with drum and bass and all kinds of different music. But yeah, obviously hip hop's where my heart is. I love that the most. I'll always try and squeeze some of that in if I can. I guess after that, it's about catering to the crowd that's put in front of you. Maybe they're like a bit more older and like prefer some boom bap stuff. Maybe they want something a bit more dancey. Just got to try and read the vibe and cater to it, I guess. Yeah. Don't plan too much, or you fuck it.
Or it depends on the mood. And
Yeah, I mean,
everything.
everyone
the
has
chemistry of it.
I think so. Everyone has bits planned they like doing, like, nice mixes they used to. Sure, that's cool. I have those, intros, whatever, but ultimately you got to, like, try and match what the crowd are doing, or you just fucking wally on your own and vibing to your tune.
You stood side by side with some of the greatest names in hip hop, some of the absolute greatest. Of course,
Dike
let
over here.
let be noted that Dirty Dike rose his hand during the statement.
Here he is. He's here today.
The one and only.
So yeah, what are you most proud of? I mean, besides James here.
I
of
mean,
course.
yeah, you know, I love doing shows with my homie Dike. Obviously, you know, traveling the world, killing it as it's or with any of my contact play, SMB, HF family is great. I love doing shows with my gang. It's a laugh, but you know, doing solo DJ sets is also a lot of fun. I think the thing that was really like special to me was a gig a long time ago in Birmingham when I was lucky enough to warm up for Qbert, which at the time and still is. It's a fucking legend, right? It's fucking Qbert, and I was like,
Fucking
oh my
Qbert,
god,
yeah.
it's Qbert. So that was like, I feel like a little milestone for me. A little scratch of him, and I was like, Jesus fuck, this is yeah, it was, you know, I think that was a moment that sticks out. That's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
So James, you are also a very prolific producer.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I've put, yeah. All right, I'll take that.
So how do you pick the samples? How do you pick? How do you make it? How do you make the song? I mean.
Well, I go to town in the morning while smoking a little joint, and then I go to the charity shops, and then I have a look for some through the pound bins, and I try and find some samples, and then
Get home, get
and
drunk.
then I get bored of doing that because I can't find any samples, so I go to the record shop and I spend £8 on something I know is good, and then yeah, I collect records basically. I buy a lot of weird records from wherever I can. And then I sample them into my MPC, and then I make beats, and then I plug in. I've got like, you know, some old Korgs, and I plug them into my MPC and make some bass lines and sound effects in there, and then yeah, MPC and vinyl and a few weird plug-in synths and stuff.
What are some of the obscurest of samples that you have used?
Oh, I made a tune on my recent album called Crystal Cindy, which was sampled from a BBC Nature record from the 70s. And it's just kind of sounds of like crickets or like whatever. And there's just this one bit in the record where there was a big sort of string section. Just that one bit. And I was like, I love that. And it was like the intro, the outro, like, thank you for listening. Da, da, da,
Nice.
And then that ended. And I was like, we'll take that. That's quite obscure, I guess. But I don't know, it depends. If you want me to name some like bonky jazz dude who I sample all the time, I don't know, man. I sample a lot of things that I'm not going to tell you about.
Of course.
They're not that
of course.
impressive, but like, yeah.
What are the things that are in the works right now?
I'm just finalising a project I'm producing, start to finish, with a young rapper from Brighton in the UK called Ocean Wisdom. That's pretty much all I've been working on for the past sort of year or something, and since the Lee Scott Butterfly project I made. Yeah, so I've just finalised that. I think that should be out at some point in the next few months on High Focus. And then aside from that, I have been making like. There's a guy called Ronnie Bosch, who I don't know if you're familiar with from Contact Play. First crew that we put a CD out, an album out as. I'm working on his solo album at the moment. We're only a few tracks in, and it's been a long time coming and stuff, but I'm working on that with him. But apart from those two, like, I'm just I've got a new studio now in London with Pete Cannon that we share, and the rest of the Contact Play. And I'm kind of looking forward to like in there. I haven't moved all my records in. I've just got my machine and everything. It's like having a blank slate. I'm kind of looking forward to just having nothing on, so I can just sit down and be like, right, let's see what this room makes your music sound like. Let's work in here for a bit, and then just build up a body of work, and then I'll start thinking about where to apply it with the next project and whose project. And shit, it might be my own project. I've always wanted to produce my own album. And if what I'm making sounds like what I want to rap on, then I'll do that probably next.
The best. Sammy, you?
I guess yeah, upcoming bits. bunch of cuts and scratches and stuff like that. You can hear on all kinds of stuff. A few cuts on one of the tracks on the Ocean Wisdom project that James just mentioned. Some cuts from this guy from Cambridge called Scuff. If anyone isn't familiar, I highly recommend you check him out. He was influential rapper to, I think, both myself and James.
Scuff, Delegates of Culture. Search it. Scuff.
Yeah.
SKUFF.
Give it a search.
He just dropped a new album.
Yes, I can recommend that. That's good.
It's called Level.
Yeah. Is it Levels or Level?
It's Level. Levels is that Manchester crew.
Yeah. Shouts to them.
Have a shout out.
Have a
Fuck
shout
it.
out. No, big up Manchester as a whole. Mouse outfit.
The whole city. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Big up Man United.
Go on then.
Fuck you, Scissor.
Yeah, definitely fuck Scissor. That's important. We need to make sure
Big
that.
down, Scissor.
Yeah, thumbs down to Scissor at each and every opportunity. That's important.
I love you, Scissor.
You're so pretty. More one. There's this guy's rapper from London that Verb T has just put out an EP with on Verb T's own record label. You can see some of my cuts on
In
there.
the Balance Records.
In the Balance Records, and I think it's called Turn Back, the EP. So I've got some stuff on there. Basically, a whole bunch of cuts and scratches on various projects. Look at the Facebook. I'll let you know. Working on mixtape things, which there's no point talking about until they've taken any form, or you'll just be gassing it. But if you want to know, I recommend that you search me on all social media. And that's DJ Sammy B-side, one word. And send me them titty shots.
We'll definitely keep a lookout. And now the most banal question of them all. How do you guys experience our little corner under the sun, Maribor, Slovenia?
As a country, or I mean, as a
As a whole.
as a carrot. As a whole, it's cold. I tell you what. This is what I think. I'm quite charmed by what I see as it's either blossoming or struggling. You know what I'm saying? I think it's blossoming. This is what I think. But either way, the blossom is a struggle. So it seems like, for instance, last night I went to the Scratch Jam with you guys, and that was some makeshift shit. Like, by English, what goes on in, for example, where I live in London, it's like, but there's a charm to that. There's a sense of determination, and there's a sense of, I don't need your aluminium bar and your vodka Red Bull and all the rest of it. You just had a fire in a room and 4 dudes round a table and like some people and one tired girl. Like, but but the vibe was strong, and I can tell you guys love it here. Like small, like by comparison, it's small. Like, but at the same time, it's kind of cool that it's that small, yet it's growing, and you're all still. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're all still doing it quite passionately. You're standing in the cold with gloves on to have a Scratch Jam. Like, that's admirable. You would get very few. Do you know what? If you put the same situation in central London, same temperature in a derelict army building with whatever and a fire in the corner, you'd probably get the same turnout. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought that Scratch Jam in particular, I thought that was really good fun, and it was really nice to have a cut with you guys who were there, and I thought seeing that, like, that was not a competitive thing. That was like a sort of a really nice meeting of minds. Yeah, exactly. It seems to me, as from a very short time we've been lucky enough to be here, it seems like it's a tight knit group of very like community minded, passionate people who love the art form, and I think that's beautiful. And like James says, it's like seems like it's quite small, but I guess the country is quite small, right? So that's only to be expected. But I think watching that, you guys are obviously very passionate about what you do. You've been good enough to bring us out here. You've brought out some people that we're friends of back in England, and I think it shows that you guys are about it. And from that community scratch thing, I think it's a sign that it's a very communal effort, and I rate that. Go on with it.
Big up Slovenia.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. It means so much to all of us that you came here in the first place, took the time for visiting the Scratch Klinika, hanging out with us, taking the time for this interview, and I'm already looking forward to the return of the twat.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us, man.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Big up. It's been a pleasure.
Simple song with every lyric intertwined with images and printed wrong, and not a single thing's forgot when deep within my mingle pot of every single thing that we can think of when we think to stop. It's not a lot, but trust me, it's my universe. I'll burst the fucking